Our morning walk with Bailey. We call him Bales for short. He's such a funny little dog. Now this is a pile of all my palm fronds and garden waste. Everything that's good once it's broken down. Now I see no point in having these petrol-driven or diesel-driven shredders on a property that you've got a bit of land. Now here it's really steep country, so I'm always trying to get a little bit more flat ground. So this here has expanded over the years from this tree here that I cut down. So all of this is new ground that I've made, and all it is all of this sticks, palm fronds, cuttings, you name it, and I just push it into one big pile like this. I've got a few of these, and I gradually push it out and put soil, dirt on top of it and reclaim it. So all of this here is all reclaimed ground, and you're not wasting petrol just to break it up quicker. And that's all that you're doing when you're shredding stuff, is it's going to break down quicker. That's fine. But what about all the oil that you're burning to do this? Why not just do it in a slower fashion? Anyway, that's my take on it. So everybody's to their own, I suppose. So you can see the very top of the hill. That's it there. And that is the first structure I built up here close to 50 years ago. Under all that growth. These are yellow-cheeked black cockatoos. Some people call them yellow-tailed black cockatoos. They're a beautiful bird. Noisy, gregarious, huge wingspan. And they're coming back. When I first bought this land 50 years ago, never saw them. But you've got to remember, this land was completely clear-felled. That was one of the, these are all soldier settler blocks, about 250 acres mostly. And one of the conditions of getting these blocks was that they had to be cleared. This is a Kauri pine. I planted this. It's probably 50 foot. I imagine she'll finish growing at maybe 150, 200 foot high. It's a beautiful tree. I planted a few of them. Black cockatoos are up there somewhere. I can't quite see them. They chew on their pine cones. These are slash pines. And they were mostly used for making boxes for pineapples. I used to make boxes for pineapples in the 60s, in the early 60s when I was a young man. This water tank here is a 5,000 gallon water tank, steel, and it's close to the road. And the reason I put it close to the road is in the bad droughts, I get water hauled out from town, and they can just pump it into here, and then I pump it up to the top, which is about 150, 200 feet higher than here, and I pump it up with the fire pump. My neighbour, he's building down there somewhere in the valley. He's got 4 of these tanks made out of stainless steel. Absolutely brilliant. Every single tree you can see here, I planted. Every single one. There wasn't a single tree here. That's the house at the top of the hill. There's Bailey. That's the boat shed with my trailer sailor underneath it and the loft above. I actually like building huts and shacks and sheds. I find it quite satisfying. That one cost me, a couple of grand at the most. This is my steel veranda I built a couple of years ago. And the garage underneath, it's attached to it. It's all steel, galvanized steel, as you can see, and it's compressed concrete planks. So it's basically fireproof, rot-proof, and white ant proof. But I don't think it's rust proof. All of these trees again were planted by me. So now I've got to the stage where I'm actually starting to chop trees down. And I've got a lot of this woody weeds happening, which is a bit of a worry because they're fire starters as far as I'm concerned. Just listen to those cockatoos. I love flowering trees. This is one of those Illawarra flames. It's a beautiful tree. And this is our bedroom here. Then I dug all the footings with a pickaxe and a shovel, and then I mixed all the concrete and poured all the concrete, put every brick in here, right up to here, and no help. I didn't ask for any help, and I didn't get any help. And I enjoyed laying every single brick, and I still enjoy looking at it. And I especially enjoy living in it. It was slow building. Just some of the beams that I brought up weighed over 1/4 of a tonne hardwood, and they were dropped off here with a truck when you could get a truck up here in those days, and then I had to get it from here all the way up this hill to here, and then up to the top by hand on my own. And each beam took me a week to get from where the truck had dropped it off to where I finally had it and where they are now. Slow and laborious, but cheap. I didn't have the money to go and hire cranes or anything like that. It's Wednesday, the 12th of February. Those are persimmons. And as you can see, it's pretty foggy. And that to me means there's rain coming. Okay, I think that this is about where I was yesterday morning. So, that little Bailey. So here we are, coming up onto the top of the hill, the old Story Hill. And that's what the Aboriginals called this place, a Story Hill. It's got significance. And the reason it's got significance is that you can see from it forever up here. This was the Kagulawali clan that owned all of this. And from here you can see all the mountains and hills and rivers that marked out their country. But not only that, you can see Ewa, and you can see the sun coming out of Ewa, and that's something I'll show you. And not only the sun comes out of Ewa at solstice, but the moon comes out of Ewa at winter solstice, which is quite spectacular. Now the moon coming out of Ewa is a bit more sort of wobbly than the sun because of the moon's orbit, so it'll come out of Ewa every, I think it's 3 or 4 years. astronomers would probably figure that out very quickly. So here's the house. The house is designed and built by me. I wanted a practical house. And I wanted something that was going to last for quite a long time. I didn't want any just a quick fix building. And this is certainly not a quick fix. Now it's everything basically is second-hand or pretty cheap. I got all the bricks I got from the brickworks at Karoi when they stopped manufacturing these mega bricks. And the reason they stopped manufacturing mega bricks is because the brickies refused to lay them. They're just too heavy. They're clay blocks. They're a bit bigger than a besser block or a cinder block, as some people call them. So I got the bricks really cheap, and I carted all the bricks out here on my own with a ute. And then I designed the house so that the first thing I did was build brick pillars, and the rooms are 30 foot long by 20 foot wide, and they're not high ceilings. I don't like high ceilings. You have to have a lot of energy to cool and warm high ceilings. They're of no benefit at all. You just get wasps nesting up in the top. So I didn't go for high ceilings, and I don't like high ceilings still. Everything I've done because it's practical. It's practical and it's cheap. So I built the columns first, and I'll show you a column. So this is a column. As you can see how big these blocks are. You've got to be fit to lift these things up, especially above your head, I can tell you. And I was fit when I was doing this. So I built the columns first. Well, first up I built the foundations, which are very deep and substantial. And then I put these columns in, every 15 foot. So the columns hold up these beams that go from one column to another. They're hardwood, and I tell you what, they are extremely heavy. So I put the beams up, and in between I built walls out of these bricks again, out of these mega bricks they're called. They're clay bricks. So, and then after I built the columns, put these huge beams on top of the columns, I built the roof. That was the next thing I did. The roof is, the trusses are steel. I got the trusses from a company that was building steel framed houses, and they went broke. So I bought the trusses from them. So the trusses are steel, and I got the iron. Everything is second hand or cheap, if I could get it. And I got the iron and put the roof on. So I had a roof with a house with no walls, just these columns with a roof. That meant I could build when it was raining, and I could store stuff inside under the roof. Now you can see the roof. It's pretty. I don't know how big this house is in square feet. I've never bothered with that. But the actual house is, you know what, I don't even know, but I think it's 120 foot long, could be 130 foot long by 20 foot wide, and it's double story at the back there, as you can see there. I can tell you, building the columns up to that height was quite tricky. But one of the things I can't understand people building is these container houses. I mean, you've got no idea what's been in the containers. There could be some deadly type of chemicals, and then you get them, and then you've got to start cutting them open to put windows and doors in. Why do that? Why not just get steel or wood and build a roof? Build a big roof to start with, and then build your walls underneath that roof. It seems to me that so much easier, so much cheaper. I mean, you get a container, it's worth, I don't know, $3,000 to $5,000. You've got no idea what's in it, and you get it, and then you've got to completely destroy it to put a window in it. And you're stuck with this. I suppose this veranda here is as big as a container, and you know, this cost me, I would imagine this bit here, I can't really tell you definitively, but about $2,000. And we're probably 15 foot off the ground here. I'll show you my persimmons. They're a strange fruit. This patio part of the veranda is really great. We spend a lot of time out here. This is something I'd like to show you. This is that plastic type stuff. That's a double window. So there's one here and there's one on the other side. Lets the light through. Doesn't let the cold or the heat through. Cheap as chips. Why not? What's wrong with it? You've got to think outside the square when you're building. It just amazes me. People cut a hole in the side of the house, and they go, well, right, that's a 15 foot by 5 foot window. And then they go and try and get a window to fit that hole. Well, why do that? Why not get the window first, then cut the hole to suit the window? It just blows me out, the stupidity of people. These windows here are the old telephone boxes. The windows out of telephone boxes. When telephone boxes went out of style, they had all these windows. It's really thick glass and supposedly non-breakable, because they had to be like that for telephone boxes. And I picked them up for about $1 each, or something ridiculous, maybe even free, I forget. But they're great. They're great. I'm actually in the, this is the pantry in here. I've got 2 of them stuck together. Well, they're not even stuck together, they're put together. So think outside the box. You don't have to do things like other people do it. Just because somebody down the road does it one way, it doesn't mean to say that you have to do the same thing. Think about it. Think about what you like. When I first put the plans in for this house into council, I couldn't believe it. They'd never seen anything like it before. I actually, one of my old sailing mates, John McMinn, who God bless his soul, is departed now, but I worked in his office for a few weeks drawing the plans myself and getting tips from him about how to put it through council and how to do this and how to do that, which was great. But this is the this is what you get from a dream to a drawing to a house. It's not a shack, it's a beautiful house, and it's very, very practical. Okay, I had to take everything off because put a tarp on here so that I don't drip glue onto the table. Not only did I have to do that, but I had to rip this small piece of timber that goes in the middle. Okey-dokey, so now I've got to get them all matched at one end, and then I'm ready for the glue up. So I'm going to get the glue. I use this stick grip glue. It's super strong stuff. can't tell you how hot it is in here. Not only is it hot, but the humidity is through the roof. It's 100% humidity. It's like being in a hot shower. Just thought I'd tell you that.